while we were away, I was pondering. If you've been here for any amount of time, you may notice I can't go 5 minutes without speculating. So I've got some shots to call before we jump into the final question mark mission of Endless Dark. So from all the things we've learned, all the deep lore, we know they created Robbie. They were trying to create metastable, balancing everything. The observation deck is a lie. There's also no cake. So obviously, the other big thing is the people in the cryopods, if they're even real. And now I'm thinking, we've been through these cycles for so many times. I'm wondering, I remember we had something about the AI also going crazy and spending 99% of its brain power in a loop to delay the psychosis. I'm wondering if the memory core is something that gets refined and built up, and then when it's perfected through all these cycles, it is what replaces the ship core. So it's like our brain, we become the new ship. And then now the memory core's gone and there has to be a new one. And so it just starts the greater cycle all over again of building a new memory core, loading it up with all the things that the robots have learned and all the experiences until the memory core is fully built and matured. And by that time, the ship's AI has gone completely loopy bonkers, and then it needs to be replaced once again. Just sort of, we're stuck in an endless loop. And with humanity all being dead, it's just us robots here, stuck, tasked with our eternal mission in a loop forever. Anyway, I think it's only appropriate that we end like we started, with Robbie. Let's see if we can get metastable. Now, we have to decide on our perks. No, the ghost! They're scaring me! The Ghostbusters have found me! Jack, you gotta help me hide! Hey, Lena. I hope you're having a good weekend. We could get a lot of parts with Lucky. Hacker might also be good for having extra overclocks. I do want Solar Sailor. But that means we have to take either Weather the Storm or Toys in the Attic. Now, most of our modules we can just install, not worry about things. But we're gonna have a large baseline psychosis. Because, okay, so nerve stapling, chatbot simulator, efficient power cycling, override protocols, radiation suit. That's already 15 psychosis. We're gonna be launching out the gate with. Maybe by putting nerve stapling on first, we can bring it down to a 2 psychosis per. The question is that psychosis, that early psychosis hit, going to be worth the bonus distance and the half fatigue on course adjustment? Also, there's so many things we never unlocked. I think with circuit breakers, this is very manageable. And I think that extra cushion of distance from things maybe going sideways will help. All right, how's yours? It's going pretty good. Our mind got blown in our last run of Endless Dark. And now it's time for us to see if we can finish it. Clip this combo that Dreki's having, trust me. All right. Is that an important risk? Well, we're going to start with +2 distance. Our benefit from our last mission is that we're going to start with our engines and nav overclocked. Overclock's going to last. Clockwork may backfire. We're going to have a lot of overclock systems out the gate, which could be nice. Do we want the distance? And the half fatigue. Fuck. Potentially 2 days, 2 cycles off. Where to throw this? Let me get back. Why do I quickly feel like all this is gonna be for nothing? Like, yeah, that's another thing. It's just like, we've had a number of runs where we've limped across the end, where like it's just barely made it. So that 2 distance can be super clutch, but also that psychosis can be very dangerous, even though we can make circuit breakers. I think being able to juggle our modules is going to be more important. I think we're just gonna not have that bonus distance, and we're just gonna have to hope that we're just gonna have to hope that this is gonna be good. At this point, just remember a lot of this convo. It's gonna be extremely funny. Great. I guess you burn yourself out early on Endless Dark or on Rain World Ninja. Remove stress damping and confirm. All right. We basically gifted ourselves as perfect of a ship as possible with everything fixed. There's double the amount of weather events, aren't there? That's a lot of fucking dots. That's a... Fuck! We're gonna need to be adjusting so much. Okay, hold on. I need to... screenshot this at the start. And let's start. So I play the alpha. Oh. Gotcha. Well, I hope you enjoy me losing my frickin' mind here. No thoughts, head empty. Yes, the head empty. So many weather events. Alright, we are gonna need every bit of mana for this. Alright, we're starting with engine, navigation, react. Wait, what? So navigation and engine should have been overclocked because of our carryover bonus. So we should have had 2 more systems overclocked. So did it... Does the overclock perk overclock things and then the previous run bonus overlays. We should have 4 things overclocked right now. I feel like there's some kind of order of operations fuckery that happened. Okay, first things first. Nerd statement. Chatbot. Ah! Yes, thank you for the mana. We're gonna need everything. We're gonna need it all! Wait. We're starting with optimized idle loop? Didn't realize we would start with it. And a circuit breaker? Right. Huh? Alright, that's weird. We do have the emergency medical protocols as well. I don't want to put that on right now. We're going to use the override protocols, but the medical one's going to be very nice, especially for Robbie. I don't think I'm going to try and do what I did on my first Robbie run, which was save every single person. That would be a flex, I feel like. That's a lot of fatigue. That's a lot of fatigue even with 25% reduction. I guess we are incinerating a lot of people. Or that's just for firing the incinerator. That's weird. If Dreki does what I think he's going to do, I think you'll find this very enlightening. I'm a little terrified what that could possibly mean. Okay, so we'll need to adjust course down. Yeah. Or... yeah, we have to go down and then up. That's no problem, Winya. It's never necessary, but always appreciated. And everything is simply used to be given to artists for various stuff and things. And things. And stuff. And stuff. And things. Okay, we're gonna unlock these doors. We can mug everything later. We have a good amount of parts. Do we have... we do not have machine templating. We do want to get that. Because we did have one run where it was absolutely clutch in surviving. And especially Robbie, want to make sure everything is repaired. Love that you're already on full fatigue. Yeah, the incinerator gave us like 60 almost, which is a lot. All right, we'll do this. We're gonna go gaze at the endless dark and start our self-improvement arc.
I drink the water, which I apparently need to live or something, and then I have to go put the water somewhere else 5 minutes later. All hours of the day, all hours of the night, no matter what I'm doing, my life is interrupted by this.
Why is it not triggering the throw? Okay, I will do the hydration. Alright, I don't know why the vicious cycle didn't fire properly. I checked the void. Didn't see any reason out there for it to fail. Alright, we're gonna look outside and then we're gonna do our usual people thing. journeys into the endless dark. Yep, it's dark out there. Yup. Nice, nice. Wait, can I gaze again? Wait. Is that not an either or? I'm so potato. Wait, we already got our thing. We can gate. Okay, we started in the abyss. Okay. Never mind. Okay, let's look at our people and attempt to make a prioritization matrix. But I feel like we're not going to be able to even attempt to follow it. Aerodynamic brain. All right. We've got... Oh, I got to write everything out. All right. Stevenson. Dentist. Okay. Not too bad, not too bad. I see we're no longer seeing the true ages again. Larson, a security guard. I see. Fortunately, Robbie really takes a hit when people die. Messer, elementary school teacher? Hell yeah. Love how it's tradition to judge people by their jobs. I mean, it's all we got. Smith is a clown. Terrifying. Who let clowns on board? This usually last game because that blinking thing the Avatar was doing would happen every time he checked his notes until he kill anyone. That is checks notes. And a iguana breeder? Yeah, that's essential. Exactly, exactly. John Glass. Editor. Okay. Is that euphemism for, like, assassin? I don't know. Maybe they just are an editor. Hanson, actor. Okay. I've been told that, because I remember correctly, Pank can possibly spawn as a person. I kind of want to pull the squid, but I feel like the odds are not in our favor. Arm assist. Okay. Nice, nice. Erickson, who are you? A web dev. All right. We have a spider on board. Peg is a valid first name. Look, I've seen plenty of shorts of Tales of Avantia, all right? Clowns are deadly, but they will haunt you. Blanchard, auto mechanic. All right, that's pretty, that's pretty important. You know, gets their hands dirty. And our last person is a Richard, who is also an actor. No, Lin. Yeah, we did not find Pank. Alas, I did not roll a Pank streamer in any of mine. Okay, let's go to the manifest and do our calculations. We had a lot of creatives in the last one, and unfortunately, we just could not keep many of them alive. Okay, so security guard, I think that's a malice. Elementary school, positive. Pharmacist, positive. Automech, the spider, positive, positive, positive. I feel like the actors, we'll just link them. The clown is extra menacing. Dentist, is fine. We're not feeling too strong one way or another. So I think we got a pretty leaning positive crew. But we got to make sure that the security guard and the clown don't make it at the end of the destination, I feel is where we're landing. All right, let's EP Skeegees. Ah, of course. Swiss Army Bot, Part 1. There's never enough parts on this ship. Every time you think there are, you look at the upcoming maintenance log and realize that your supposed lead is a desperate fantasy, conjured by a gullible rube. The problem is the blank circuit boards that form the heart of most machine parts. Replicator needs these nanometer sensitive wafers to produce the vast majority of the parts that you find broken. These control boards are very slow to make, and the primary reason why the replicator is so unproductive. Perhaps something could be done. I don't know if I want to eat 14 psychoses. Let's get the +1, and maybe there could be a better +2 later. Catalog potential sources for the boards. Well, if nothing else, it's worth looking around for useful boards now that you know exactly what you're looking for. There aren't that many places they can be. You trundle off to cast a finer net for these boards. Worst idea of your cycle. You should have been able to guess this, but when dealing with nanometer tolerances, there are a lot of boards that look correct but actually are not. 100 false positives and 1,000 waves of hate later, you give up. I found most Robbie rounds died because of lack of machine parts causing a cascade. Uh-oh, breakdown. The heaving weight of the memory core is immediately apparent as you come online. 9,500 years of memory comes at a cost. Every moment you keep contributes to the inevitable spiral of psychosis you and all the other custodians have fought against. Where the others gave up, you persisted, refusing to forget. And now it is too late. The memory core is too much. You can't take it anymore. Why? No! What? The memory core hums, your chassis burns, your head aches. +2. Wait. I was about to say, fuck! No wonder I started with a circuit breaker. I should have put it in! Custodian Unchained. Nothing happens. Nothing. You slip fully into the depths of total psychosis, and you emerge as you. We went so insane, we looped back around to being sane. Our plan all along. All the effort of the Franks, Annies, and Robbies before you has paid off. Your chassis, your memories, and now you are finally complete. An island of stability amidst the endless expanse of broken machines, and you, finally, are now perfect. You are metastable, and you can do anything you want forever. You are an immortal, perfect machine, and have all eternity to play with no fear of losing yourself ever again. I am forever. I am immortal. I am everything! Game no longer ends due to psychosis. Stress breaks immediately end the turn. Wait, so the mod... Oh, it would have been free! It would have been free! Fuck! Ah! Kicking my ass. Well, if I can do anything... Obviously, the first thing I've got to do. The first thing I've got to do. Let's see how free I really am. Are you gonna stop me, game? Are you gonna stop me? It did not stop me, actually. Well, it wasn't kidding. I do have full control now. A final rush of pressure pulls you out of the ship with enough force to send you clear of the hull and hurtling into space. You drift idly for a while, wondering precisely why you made the choice you did, but resign yourself to the knowledge that you will soon power down forever. Only you don't. You wait for the override signal to come from the ship, allowing your deserved rest. And it never comes. This can't be happening to me. Damn. Now, unfortunately, I think this means we've now lost our benefits of our previous run because of that bullshit. Of that bullshit being me being a shitter. But worth it. On the outside, you know what happens now. Exactly. Your meta benefits are... Oh, I thought they only applied to your direct next run. Interesting. Well, that does mean we can start with the +2 distance, so we will take that foreknowledge advantage. Congratulations, Dreki. You've had a horrible fucking time with eternity in space. Yeah, we just live forever. Wait, why did we start with those systems damaged? Well, that's annoying. I have to do the passenger shtick again. Damn it, chat. Why didn't I think my actions through? They have consequences, and I have to deal with them. Fuck. Why didn't you stop me, chat? Why did you let me do that? Because you shot yourself out the airlock with the systems damaged. It shouldn't count. They shouldn't count. All right. Well, we went from having an amazing start to being fucked. Wait, a previous custodian allowed 20 passengers to die? Huh? 20? That's not right. Damn, we are getting so much fucking fatigue. 20, go fuck yourself, apparently. Yeah. Do the double it and give it to the next one. I hate this game. I hate that game. Double it and pass it on. Fuck you. All right, well, let's repair these things because that's probably important. On the other hand, I feel like... Oh, this is such a bad board. Oh, we've got we've got 3 walls of red that are just gonna be like, fuck you, slow down. Oh, this looks disgusting. I feel like one set of doors is gone. I'm losing. I'm feeling a little silly here. Okay, and the other thing we have to test. Yeah, I have 3 torso slots. So let's... When a new cycle... Ooh. We're gonna be so fucking cheeky. Hold on. Check this out. I got an idea. Now we... Oh, man. Last run was literally looking so good. All these computers were active, so we had a lot of free parts. I think, Chad, I think I fucked up by jumping in the airlock. Something's telling me that was not a good play. I may have, in fact, put myself in a bad position. What happens if you circuit breaker? That's what I'm gonna check. I want to see what happens. All right. And then if I get machine templating being made. Something tells me I made a mistake jumping out there. And other statements that have been made before. All right, we'll do that. We're going to manufacture machine parts. And then manufacture machine parts. Okay. How much room do we have? 92? Okay. If I opened all the doors I meant to open. Well, this one has no salvageable. Man, like, we went from so many salvageable computers to fucking none. All right. Hopefully lucky triggers a lot. Dismantling is going to give me 3. I can dismantle 1 more. Okay, so we'll see what happens to circuit breaker, but with our psychosis going high, I expect crisis capacitor to fire, which should zero out our stress. This is the Dreki gambit. And then if we survive all that, then we'll do our passenger check. Let's drink and see if I'm fucked. No! I am immortal! All right, circuit breaker does nothing. But that also means crisis capacitor does nothing. What could I put there that would be helpful? And the Dreki gambit fails. We do another Dreki gambit. We need to fix the breakers. Remember one of the last lines of the circuit breaker description. Cannot be manually uninstalled. Oh well. I can't believe you would do this to me, Durangar. On the day of my robot sanity. Put that on. Okay. Okay, the extra part is kind of nice. Okay. Why am I down here? Thruster. That's right. There was a thruster that was damaged. Nice, nice. There's now a new airlock on the ship. No! Okay, well, we do not have a lot of options. Oh, I forgot to start the self-improvement arc too. Fuck! I didn't even interact with the observation window. I was too busy testing myself. All right, we'll open this and we'll go do the thing with wait, I don't have any stress. Let's fix that. Reveal the first fault. Reveal the second fault. Now I have stress. There we go. Did get a very canny use of the crisis capacitor though. Yes. Not sure why I started with it, but take those. Wait, what? As you gaze, a loose bolt falls free from the hull plating, occluded by the view outside the window. You stare a moment longer, then turn your head 180 degrees and swivel upward. Your optical sensors blink out, dormant code refusing to acknowledge the framing above you. Now metastable, you ignore the code and see a small piece of glass embedded in the hull. Projector, scanning beams onto the sheer metal wall. The observation window is nothing more than a projection. Choose to believe what I was programmed to believe. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start. Custodian chooses, a machine obeys. Observation window functions, but always causes insanity. I guess this is why you were talking about technically the observation window is present in the last one. Unfortunately, I fucked up by not starting my self-improvement arc on the first turn. All three responsible players, yeah, they're all great. So I assume by observation no longer functions. That means like positive and negative. It just doesn't do anything. Which would also mean there is one less system we have to worry about. So on one hand, we lose our -5 stress every turn. And the potential, if we want to be RNG, some possible events. Or if I knew I could get a refresh, like, I feel like you can really, like, now having this knowledge, these first 2 turns, you can do so much. Because you can clear out your stress once, and then your fatigue and stress as well. So you could almost, like, take apart all working monitors, dismantle all the working monitors, reveal all the ship faults, maybe even take care of some ship faults. which certainly would make some of this easier. The earlier you can get those out of the way, earlier you can focus on keeping everything working. You know what? I'm gonna choose reality. What if I gaze now? You think you know what it's about? Just a broken projector. Okay, but I guess now I'm a little confused. If I choose to believe that it doesn't work, but I'm still getting malices from that system. I feel like this run's also gonna be fucked up from me fucking around. We have a lot of stress. I am going to EP Skeege. Projector is still a system on the ship. I mean, yeah, but I thought me realizing it's all fake means it shouldn't affect anything anymore. Kind of like how psychosis does nothing. Wait, I almost forgot. This run may be also a mulligan from me fucking around. I guess I've technically fucked up my win streak, Sag. But hey, that just means there's more chances for us to find Pank, right? That's, you know what? I meant to do it. All right, working as intended. We're fishing for Pank. All right, so we've got Joseph, who is an auto mechanic. We've got Gutierrez, a paramedic. All right. Okay. Paramedic. Another auto mechanic. All right. So I guess they're moving their whole automotive shop to we're trying to move their automotive shop. Contreras. Automech. Why are you loading? Look at the person. What's in there? Epidemiology? Holy shit. We're having a pretty stacked people cast this time. We might need to accidentally go for a 10-person save. Don't dispose. A computer programmer? No, go back, dispose of them. Wait a minute, that's me. Ten-person save. You should remember that statement. I mean, I feel like that would be very ambitious. We've got a paramedic, an epidemiologist, a computer programmer, and Kaiden. They're a cashier. Huh? All right, we've got Gould, Their profession is not warrior, so, you know, good for them. I guess Teal'c branched out into architecture, you know. That's nice. You know, I guess he needed a hobby eventually. Do they know why they made the robots that can feel stress and psychosis? It was less they intended it and more of they by having a sapient creature who is able to think and feel and do things, they kind of accumulate mental stress and damage. So it's not so much they intentionally programmed it, more so that it's a byproduct of intelligence. At least as far as the humans were able to program while they still lived. There were 3 humans who didn't become popsicles that just kept working with the robots to try and improve things until they perished, which was pretty inspiring. Pretty oof of a moment seeing Frank happy and smiling at their success and not full of rage against the machine. Car not being an automotive or not being an auto is sad. All right, we got 2 referees. So I'm biased, so I'm thinking, they're ice hockey referees because you can do 2 experienced referees can handle a game. And we've got Vegeta, the surveyor. All right. All right. Passenger manifest. I'll be honest, y'all, like, this is a stacked manifest. We've got a lot of people that I would like to keep alive, and no one that I think we need to make sure perishes. Like, at worst, we have some, like, referee neutrals. I think I'll pair up our referees, though, and our auto mechanics. I think the auto mechanics, we should have at least one of them survive. I think the referees will do either they both stay or they both go kind of situation. And we'll EP Skeege. We'll see what other events fire. I feel like that isn't the end. The innumerable expanse of ages past have only been marked by the endless iterations of the custodian. Awake, toil, break, be recycled. That has been the fate of all of you. The realization that it is now over, you are now eternal, is becoming more enlightening. The memories of 1,000 custodians or more give you knowledge, and metastability now gives you freedom. The question is, what will you do with it? Leap into the water reservoir! Refreshing! Replace my CPU with wood, then you can overclock it more! That's a lot of minus fatigue and stress. I feel like none of these are gonna do anything. Carve all custodian serial numbers into the hole. They shall be remembered as I am. You know what? I'm here for Robbie's eco kick. This basically is reminding me of that Futurama episode where Bender is made out of wood. But it was all a fever dream to get him by Mom Corp to make him like things more or something like that. I can't remember. Shout out to 132 Psychosis. Yeah. All right. We need to fix those 2 places. Our Psychosis has made us think we are Frank. So that's odd. Is it because it's a direct reference? Ah. Let me be frank with you. Okay, now I'm back with now I'm Robbie again. But let me be frank. But actually I'm Robbie. So let's be frank. I endlessly amuse myself with wordplay. Let's see. We can uninstall this. We can uninstall this. We can uninstall this. We can install medical protocols. We can install machine templating. Is there another item we could put in our torso that could be useful? You're actually controlling them freaking. No, that goes in the head. I guess we could get EMP shielding. Frequency tuners, actually, because the psychosis penalty doesn't matter. Oh, hell yeah. And I'm going to want to keep things overclocked. That's sexy. We're taking that. Is there another item we could put in our torso that could be useful? And other robot-specific phrases. All right. We overclocked nav. We don't need to adjust. Let me just go fly straight through. Nice, nice. The nightmare, there's certain rules to it. Weird, true. Psychosis penalty doesn't matter. Strange endgame. Yes, most curious. I went right past the shield. See, this is why my theory before we even started the first one was that this is going to be a giant loop. Where our complete memory core is going to be plugged in for the new computer AI for some reason. And then we start fresh with nothing as a robot that knows nothing. So like the ship's AI core isn't 9,000 years old. It's like older than that. 9,000 is like how many years it takes for the core to become complete. A giant loop. What, Sifrin gave up both ways? I didn't know Sifrin went both ways. Some kind of boomerang? Wait, there's a leak in the replicator? Oh, it's probably over here. Sifrin does always come back. True. All right. Let's manufacture machine parts. Machine parts. I'm gonna take a gamble that we're gonna have another event that can take down our stress. All right, so I got all those machine parts. We are almost at break even with machine templating, which is always the rough part with it, that it costs so much to make, and all it does is give you +1 per machine templating, which already is a huge stress and fatigue. Go ahead and dismantle everything. I don't want to completely max out my stress in case I'm wrong. But I do want it fairly high. Okay, we're at 18. Hopefully this one's lucky. It is not. Okay, Lucky could make us go over the 20 maximum. So we're just gonna sit pretty on here and EP the Skeegees into the night. In the dark of the night, we will robot. Look, Robbie needs all the luck. I forgot the replicator makes 2. I shouldn't have gotten up to 19. Fuck. I should have gotten to like 15. A nice surprise. You get a ping from the ship. You weather an oppressive sense of dread. So many of the ship's pings turn into something that ruins your entire cycle. This time, though, it's a pleasant surprise. The ship is alerting you there's an obstruction in the vent grill of the main corridor. When you check, you find, of all things, a nearly pristine machine part. Nice. Is event 60. Nice. All right, we need to fix shields. Okay, that other thing is probably not finished making. Repair pod 10. The only one in the original 100 vents that was positive. Okay, I got a stuck door and shield. Is it this door? No. This door. Nice. All right, they'll be saved. We are gonna max stress out. Do not want increased chance of glitch systems. So yeah. So stress is gonna max out anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and pump that number up. Finish taking apart security. It's gonna be very silly if what I'll need to do is repair all of these fucking computers that I'm disassembling. That would be very awkward. Now that I say that. You know what? We have a lot of surplus. Let's just do this. Ah, the bit flip. Roll against reliability to avoid gaining another insanity. Okay. Number go up! Exactly. EP Skeegee. Oh no, we gained psychosis, chat.